Are you putting off painting because the only place you have to work is your kitchen table and it's always covered with other stuff? Or maybe you're like me and you've reached a point of feeling like, oh my gosh, I have to reorganize my studio. There's just too much stuff here now. Well, whatever your options are for a studio, I have found three key items that I want to share with you that I believe you can use in whatever space you're painting in. Hey everyone, welcome to Whole Artist Mastery. I'm Marianne Mitchell. What exactly is Whole Artist Mastery? Well, it's all about owning your voice, making compelling work, and knowing how you want to show up in the world as an artist. I love sharing the expertise that I've gained over the decades that I've been a professional artist, and I really hope it helps you grow as an artist. So if you like what you see, you can help the Whole Artist YouTube channel help other artists like you by subscribing and liking this video. Thanks so much. So I'm talking to you on the second day of 2025, and I've just spent the last few days reorganizing my studio space, and boy, does it feel great. And it got me thinking that maybe you would like to know about three key items that I have used in many different studio spaces that are easy for you to put into place, whether you're working at a kitchen table or in a designated studio space. Speaking of studio space, Sunday, January 12th, 2025 is the next Sunday in the Studio, which is a free event that I offer to artists around the world, 2 hours where we all are just painting together. It's without instruction and without very much commentary, but the idea is to have a group of artists, global group of artists, creating all at the same time, because when you have a group doing the same thing at the same time, we generate an energy, a collective energy that's put out into the world, and in a tiny, tiny way is influencing the rest of the energy in the world in a generative, artistic, creative way. So if you're interested in joining, go to the Whole Artist Mastery website, put in your email, subscribe to the mailing list, and you will get the free Zoom link on Sunday, January 12th. So, studio stuff. So the first thing I want to share with you are these tables that I have used in so many different spaces and are really flexible and yet sturdy. And that's the key to important and successful studio equipment and furniture, is that it's flexible so you can move it around. Even if you have a designated studio space, I have found it so much more useful to have things that I can move around even in a large studio space, because I have different needs of the space at different times. But at the same time, you want equipment that's sturdy. So years ago, I was introduced by an artist working with me to a product made by the Coleman Camp Company. They make all kinds of camping equipment. And it's called the Pack-Away 4-in-1 Camp Tables. Now, I'm going to be showing you an image of what I have in my studio. There are two rather narrow tables. They're about 17 inches wide by about 39 inches long, and you can make them 4 different heights because the legs have different pieces. So you can screw off one, the bottom part, and it will be a different length, and so on. So you can actually have 4 different lengths, as you're seeing a couple of different lengths in the image that I'm showing you. They are made of aluminum, and they're incredibly lightweight and incredibly sturdy. So I've had a lot of heavy books piled on top of these tables for the last couple of years, and the tables have never buckled. They have been standing as they were before I put all the books on top of them. But you know, about 2 weeks ago, I reached this point of feeling like I can't even get to any of these books anymore. I've got to reorganize. So I freed up the tables and moved them around, and I'm good to go with a totally different use of these tables in my small space. You can use these tables in whatever room in your house because they fold up. They come two together, so you can make them like a square or one really long table, or use them totally separately. When you want to store them, they lock together and they come in the box that I'm showing you right now. So you can put them away in a kitchen closet or your storage space or wherever you want to hide them if you need to use your space where you paint for something else. Now let's talk lighting. It's so important that you have a light source that allows you to see your colors accurately. If there's glare on your canvas or panel while you're painting, it makes it really difficult to see your colors accurately, and it also makes it hard to continue building your composition. If you have spotlights directly on your canvas or panel, that will cause glare. And if you have cold fluorescent lighting in your space, that will actually make your colors look duller than they really are. So what you want is to have an indirect source of bright light that washes your whole studio space with light. I have found that the best lights are torch lamps or torchère lamps. They shine, they're actually floor lamps, and they're like a tulip, and they shine upwards at the ceiling as you're seeing in the image right now. And the ones that I like best you can find at IKEA because they have the torch lamp as well as a little spotlight that's attached to the lamp pole that you can move around. So you actually have two possibilities for shooting light upwards. And it has been really useful for me in various different studio spaces to wash the space with a brighter light without causing glare on your canvas. If you have access to windows in the space that you're painting in, see if you can set up the area that you're actually painting in a perpendicular way to the windows of the space. Because if you have windows directly behind you, they will cause the light that's coming in those windows will also cause glare on your canvas or panel that you're painting on. Now, if that's unavoidable, I suggest that you get some shades. Shades are better than blinds in this case because blinds let in little peaks of light, which, take it from me, are very frustrating. So I currently have shades in the windows that I have behind me or that are in front of me as I'm talking to you. It is unavoidable for me to set up where I want to paint in this space without having windows behind me. So I do have shades on them, and it really helps a lot. So see if you can set up your space to have a window or two windows that are perpendicular to where you're actually painting. And then, of course, what do you paint on? Well, as you can see, I like to paint on the wall, and I have a previous video on French cleats, which is what I have on the wall here to hang my paintings on. But if painting on a wall in whatever space that you're working in is difficult, then you need an easel. And I think that the best, sturdiest easels are H-frame easels. I like wooden H-frame easels best. They're a little lighter in weight to carry around. They fold up more easily. Now, one last little tip is about trash. So if you're an oil painter and you're using various different solvents, you have rags and paper towels, it's crucial that you dispose of them or keep your rags in a galvanized aluminum trash can. That will prevent anything that you have in terms of trash or rags that you store from combusting. I have heard various stories about people having their studios catch on fire because they have not protected where they put their trash or where they store their rags. And if it's really hot out or who knows, why they will self-combust, but it does happen. So you want to make sure that you're using galvanized aluminum trash cans. And I'm putting a link down below. You can buy them on Amazon. And by the way, if you're working in acrylic or any other kind of paint, it's just a good studio practice to have something that's totally safe and will not let anything inside catch on fire. So there you have it. I hope that these few little tips will be helpful for you if you are getting the urge to reorganize your studio space, set up a new studio space. You're fed up with making excuses for why you can't paint, and you really want to have some flexible yet sturdy equipment that allows you to pull it out at a moment's notice and put it away when you need to have your space be free of your studio supplies. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, pose them below, and I really love hearing from all of you. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.